12 years. 12 years of laughter, shared dreams, whispered secrets in the dead of night. 12 years of building a family, watching our children grow, believing that we had something unbreakable. And in a single moment, it all collapsed. It started so innocently. Our eldest, Emma, had a school project on ancestry. She had been asking questions, fascinated by where we came from, our family's history. My husband, Daniel, was excited. He always loved little projects like these, always wanted to be the kind of father who made learning fun. So, without hesitation, he ordered DNA test kits for the whole family. I remember the moment he suggested it, the way my stomach clenched, an old buried fear stirring awake. I told myself it was nothing, that there was no reason to be afraid, that everything would be fine. The results took weeks to arrive, weeks where I carried on as if everything was normal. I kissed him goodbye when he left for work, helped the kids with their homework, made dinner, folded laundry, told myself over and over again that I was worrying over nothing, that the life we had built was real. And then, one evening, Daniel sat at the kitchen table, his phone in his hand, his face pale. His hands trembled as he scrolled through the results. His eyes darted across the screen, his lips moving slightly as he reread the numbers, the breakdowns, the percentages that spelled out a truth he couldn't yet comprehend. I knew before he said a word. "They're not mine," he whispered. The silence that followed was suffocating. I could hear the clock ticking in the background, the faint laughter of the kids in the other room. The normalcy of the moment, the contrast of it against the devastation on his face, made it all the more unbearable. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. What could I say? How could I explain something that had no explanation? He looked at me then, and I saw him searching. For a denial, for reassurance, for some kind of explanation that would make this all a mistake. But I had nothing to give him. His breathing grew unsteady. He placed his phone on the table with deliberate care, as if any sudden movement might break him. His fingers curled into fists, the muscles in his jaw twitching. "Tell me this isn't true," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. I couldn't. I saw something shatter in his eyes. Not anger, not yet, just pure, unfiltered agony. He exhaled sharply, shoving himself away from the table. He stood so suddenly that his chair scraped against the floor with an awful screech. I reached for him, desperate, but he jerked away as if my touch burned him. "I need—" His voice cracked. He turned away from me, gripping the back of his chair so tightly his knuckles went white. "I need to get out of here." And then he was gone. The front door slammed shut, rattling the walls. I stood there, frozen, my heart hammering in my chest. I knew I should go after him, say something, anything, but my legs wouldn't move. And so I waited. Minutes turned to hours. The kids went to bed, unaware that their world was crumbling around them. I sat on the couch, staring at the door, waiting for him to return. He never did. The next morning, I found a message on my phone. "I'll come for my things. Don't make this harder than it already is." He didn't call. He didn't ask for an explanation. He didn't yell, didn't rage, didn't demand to know why. He just disappeared. The man I had loved, the father of my children, no, his children, was gone. And I knew, with a bone-deep certainty, that I had lost him forever.